heard the talk about the recovering housing market. Maybe it's time to finally sell your home? Not so fast. The real estate market is still bottom bouncing, meaning that average home price sales are still about 20 to 25% below pre-recession prices. So be patient. Why sell out now when you can really cash in and rent? Get someone else to pay the mortgage while your home appreciates. Get a cash flow and tax savings on top of that. Renters Warehouse replace tenants with just-in-time rentals and will guarantee those tenants a month. So before you put your house on the market, go to renterswarehouse.com for home rental price analysis. Or you can call them. They're right here in the Valley at 480-626-2226. 480-626-2226, and their pros will help you decide if renting your home is better than selling. Renters Warehouse serving Phoenix and Tucson. How much will your home rent for?
The journey of our lives is extraordinary. Ultimately, it is our connection to those we love that is celebrated and remains when our journey here is done. At Able Funeral Services, we are honored by the families that have trusted us over the years and ask that you consider us when our services are needed. Find us online at ablefuneralservices.com. We are in no hurry to get your business. Please don't text and drive. Able Funeral Services thanks you.
Let's learn Italian. Please repeat after me. Good day. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Now we'll ask, how are you? Como sta?
Como sta?
Good. Here's a tough one. The best Italian food in the Valley. Cucina Tagliani.
Cucina Tagliani.
Excellent. Let's eat. Mangiamo.
Mangiamo.
Cucina Tagliani in Glendale and Peoria. Online at cucinatagliani.com.
You may not have heard the term fiduciary, but if you're working with a financial professional, it's important to know what fiduciary means. A fiduciary, per license, has the duty to put the client's interests first. In other words, your interest.
Vehicle confirmed by DPS is hit by a bullet or projectile. A semi hit earlier today on I-10. The driver says he heard something hit the truck west of 43rd Avenue. Several other incidents along I-10, the 51, and now the 202 Santan Freeway are also being investigated today. The Paradise Valley School District and the Fowler Elementary School District have both decided to keep their buses off the freeways until the case is resolved. Actress Sally Field and author Stephen King among those being honored at the White House today. It's the annual ceremony for the National Medals of Arts and Humanities. You're never more than 15 minutes away from today's top stories on KTAR News. Now let's check in with Detour Dan. He's at the KTAR traffic place.
Been kind of a tough afternoon in the North Valley, but believe it or not so tough on the downtown freeway where you'd expect it to be. Westbound I-10 slowing from the Deck Park Tunnel, but only out west of 35th Avenue is all. West of there, things were doing much, much better. In the Northwest Valley, as I mentioned, though, things not so good. Crash approaching 59th Avenue. All lanes but one were blocked at one point, but now you get two lanes, HOV and the number one, farthest left lanes. That is going to get you by that crash, but that's after a 1.5 mile delay. We have another wreck up ahead, eastbound 101 at 12th Street. That one's moved off right. And another crash in the northbound 51 transition ramp to the eastbound 101. The delay now only about a half mile, and you can get through. A stay way right through the emergency lane is what'll do it for you. University, east of Hardy, bicycle involved crash, and a minor wreck on the 101 reported at Scottsdale Road, and still working a closure, by the way, of Indian School, 32nd to 34th Street for a broken gas line repair. This traffic report brought to you by Republic Monetary Exchange, America's premier dealer in precious metals. You ready to learn more about investing in gold? Visit my personal friends at Republic Monetary Exchange. Go to rmegold.com to find out more.
Time for your market update. The Dow is up nearly 77 points today to close at 16,330. The S&P gained 10. The Nasdaq added almost 40. For more money news, visit the Business Center at KTAR.com.
Get rewarded at Harrah's Out-N Casino with Total Rewards. It's the only casino loyalty rewards program in Arizona, connected to nearly 40 resorts and casinos across the country, including Las Vegas. Sign up today and take part in Instant Win Wednesday. The more you play, the more you can win. For more details, visit TotalRewards.com. Come out and play at Harrah's Out-N Casino in Maricopa. Must be 21 or older to gamble. No one to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Milk isn't just a drink, it's a nutrient powerhouse providing 9 essential nutrients, including 8 grams of high-quality protein per serving, and it's missing at food banks in your community. September is Hunger Action Month. In partnership with Feeding America, Fry's food stores are encouraging customers to pour it forward by donating $1, $3, or $5 at checkout to deliver gallons of nutrient-rich milk to those who need it most right here in your community. Donate today at your local Fry's. Brought to you by the Arizona Milk Producers.
2015 is a landmark year for American Vision Windows. Why? Because Bill and Kathleen's story, that started 15 years ago. After another window replacement company, they just had such a horrible experience, they said, you know what? We can do this better. And they opened American Vision Windows to revolutionize the home improvement industry, one customer at a time. And they've been doing that ever since. And for the first time ever, American Vision Windows, they've created their own window. It's called the President Series. It's architecturally designed to give you maximum energy efficiency without sacrificing beauty. So you want your home to look great inside and out. You also want it to be efficient. That's why you go for the President Series from American Vision Windows. Right now, take advantage of a free upgrade to the triple pane windows on the President Series, plus free expert installation. Call American Vision Windows today at 480-422-1632, 480-422-1632, or you can search AmericanVisionWindows.com/Arizona. And go with the best. Go with American Vision Windows.
As police investigations into at least 5 possible shooting incidents in the past 24 hours continue, KTAR News brings you continuing coverage of the freeway shootings with Mac and Gatos.
Gotta find this guy, gotta find him ASAP.
And now it's up to 6, maybe 6 incidents.
Yeah, we've got 6 reports all being investigated, 1 confirmed. The one that has been confirmed, we spoke to Mike, who was involved in that earlier today. If you want to hear that interview, go to KTAR.com. Maybe something today happened on the 51 that hadn't happened before. So if some of these do get confirmed, the freeway shooter certainly is at the I-10, the 202. That's already confirmed from earlier, not today, but earlier. I-17. There have been 6 reports today, so it's scary. What's also scary is, at least to me, is that there are some vigilantes that are going to be patrolling, looking at the highways, walking around the highways.
This would be akin, if you're familiar with the Guardian Angels. They were started a long time ago in New York because the cops couldn't be everywhere, so they decided to start their own kind of patrol, if you will.
Or the
It's kind of
Minutemen.
Yeah. For the same reason, that they wanted to help, but is it really helping?
Bolt Force. That is these are volunteers.
It's a group of people.
It's a group of people at Bolt Force.
Yeah.
Group of people who volunteer. They're crime fighters. And the head of the group's name is Bolt.
I don't think that's his real name,
No,
but
we talked to Bolt and we said, listen, DPS isn't really all that happy that you're going to be patrolling. And did you know that? Here's what he told us.
Yes, I've spoken to DPS.
What did they tell you?
Maybe some personal exchanges are different than what the public ones are, but all I say is publicly, no law enforcement agency can condone what we do or endorse us for liability reasons. Being a reserve police officer in the past, I do understand where they're coming from.
But couldn't you see this as you guys being detrimental to finding this shooter? Because what if there's an officer that sees you with a gun and thinks maybe you're the shooter? Maybe you guys are confusing the police officers.
You know, I've been working with Phoenix PD for 5 years and Mesa PD and different law enforcement agencies. This is the very first time we've worked with DPS, and I have a direct link now to a person with the DPS. They know our every move. They know where we're at, and that's always our goal. We've always done that. Before we go out, we give advance notice of what day, what time, and what square area that our armed people will be in. They're aware of our attire and everything. So there's not one time that I haven't relayed to law enforcement our operations.
Bolt Force is an armed volunteer crime fighting force that is here in the Valley.
If you see the shooter, are you going to shoot him dead, or do you call 911?
No.
What do you do?
Immediately we will contact our person with DPS, and believe me, as soon as we contact them, they will be on that shooter faster than fast.
The goal is then just being extra eyes, being extra ears out there instead of you want to take this person down.
Absolutely. We prefer that law enforcement handle everything. In every instance we've been in, pretty much allowed the police department or whatever entity to detain or arrest that person. That is why we do things collectively. No one does things as an individual. And being some of us are former law enforcement ourselves, we know to stay out of that gray area, and we respect the law enforcement officer's job, and we prefer that they do that. Now, don't get me wrong, if we see someone pointing a rifle at the freeway, they're going to turn around and they're going to have a group of armed men and women on them telling them to freeze. So we're not going to let them go anywhere.
That was Bolt from Bolt Force Vigilantes looking for the freeway shooting. Shamey West has everything coming up at 6 with Arizona's Evening News.
Yeah, be safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Someone is shooting at vehicles traveling on Valley freeways.
An entire school district planning to change the way it does business due to the freeway